So after this video, you should be able to play almost any guitar song with these easy chord progressions. So without further ado, we'll have a lot to do, so let's go and do it. So firstly, you need a guitar. So if you got in a recent quarrel with your guitar that led you to throw it away in like the bush or something, I suggest you go and pick it up. Secondly, we need to tune our guitars. And one tuner that I use for sure is Guitar Tuner. Now, there are many apps out there that allow you to tune your guitars, but Guitar Tuner allows you not only to tune your guitars, but it also teaches you a few tricks. So, since this video is not sponsored, we are going to jump straight into it. If you guys want to know how to tune your guitars without needing the app, 50 likes on this video and we will do that. Alright, so a little bit of guitar theory. Trust me, it's not that hard. We're just learning a few things that will help you in this lesson. First thing to note is that you have four major fingers. I call them fingers, you can call them anything else. But we're going to name them 1, 2, 3, and 4, alright? So my index will be my first finger, I'll name it finger 1. My middle finger will be my second finger, I'll name it finger 2. My ring finger, I'll name it finger 3. And my pinky will be named finger 4, alright? So we have finger 1, 2, 3, and 4. So second thing to note is that they are these boxes on the guitar neck, alright? And we call these frets. This is fret 1, fret 2, fret 3, and fret 4, and so on and so forth. The function of these frets is that if I click, like let's say, this string on the first fret, it will change the sound of the string, alright? Make it a little bit higher. The higher I go, the higher the note will be. Third thing to notice is the strings, and unlike the other two things we're focusing on, these actually have their own names, alright? So I call the first one elephant, alright, because that's its name. Elephant because it's big, and dogs being the third one. The fourth one, God. The fifth one, blesses. And unfortunately, I snapped my sixth one because I overpulled it, but that would be everyone, alright? So in this lesson, we're going to pretend as if we actually have an E string, alright? So we have our elephants. We use the first letter from the word. Elephant starts with E, so we'll use E for the first one. So this is your E string, A string, D string, alright? So E, A, and D, G string, B string, and then you have another E string. Yes. Alright, so we are done with the guitar theory, alright? And in today's lesson, we'll be playing in the chord progression of C. So first thing to note is that when we are playing in the chord progression of C, there are four major chords that we use. That being C, A minor, G, and F, alright? So we are going to be learning those four chords in today's lesson. Alright, so the first chord you're going to learn how to play is C, alright? Because C is the bass note, meaning is the bass chord, meaning that every time we end a song or start a song, we are going to start in the chord progression of C. Now, some chords are a bit tricky, and C is one of them. So our first finger, being our index, will go on the first fret of the B string, alright? When you're clicking, you want to make sure that you have just gone over the E string, and make sure you're not touching it, alright? Because remember, there is an E string at the bottom there. We just cannot see it because it is thin. Alright, so we're going to keep our index right there, and then our second finger is going to come in the second fret of the D string, alright, of the D string. So our second finger is going to go there, and we're going to hold it firmly. One thing about chords is that you want to really press your fingers onto the chords, but not too much, alright. Our third finger is going to go in the third fret of the A string. How am I getting these strings correct? I'm bang. So our third finger is going to go on the third fret of the A string, alright? And you're going to hold these three there, and there's already a tricky position to keep your fingers in because it is hard. It is hard to learn. But I believe you get there, alright? So you're going to hold this there, and first thing you want to note is how bent my fingers are, alright? My fingers are not like this. They're not stretched out, alright? You want to kind of put your elbow, push your elbow in so that your fingers are sort of in a slant, alright? So you hold them there, and then you would have your chord C. So quick side note, if you play your chord C and you hear some sort of buzzing, be it if it sounds like that, alright? if you hear some buzzing like that, it's either three options. Number one, there's a finger that is holding onto that string, which is making it buzz, or you are not holding your fingers tight enough. All right, so you might want to like press them harder down. All right. Third thing is that it might be too close to the opposite bar line. All right, so like in the first fret, if I hold my first finger there and it's too close to this side, it will have a buzzing sound. So you might want to bring it as close to the line in front of it as possible. That'll give you the nice chord, alright? Alright, so now that we're all done learning the chord C, we are going to learn how to play the chord F. Alright, and F is very similar to C, so it might not be as hard. So in playing F, if we are able to go back to the chord C, right? This is our C, this is how we hold C. When going to F, when switching to F, you're going to move two fingers, one string down, alright? So your third finger is going to move from the A string to the D string, alright? Now your third and second finger are clicking the same string, and they cannot. So your second finger is also going to move one chord down, one string down. All right, and you're already very close to the F position. All right, it's just like a C. Third thing to notice is that your first finger is also going to keep holding onto the B string and lie down. It's not a B string, it is. Oh, and lie down. So now this is your chord F, and if you play all of them, that's how it sounds. But I'm missing a string, so it obviously won't sound perfect, but that's how mine sounds. So one thing I forgot but is very, very important is that when you're holding your C string, right, if you are going to strum or pick, strumming be like this, picking be like this. If you're going to strum your chord, right, you do not want to strum it with the E string, all right, because it won't bring harmony to your notes. All right, so you want to kind of just miss it and strum right there, starting from your A string. Okay. Yeah, same thing applies for F. If you're holding your F, you do not want to like strum. If you're strumming again, you do not want to strum all the way from your E string, your A string, and your D string. All right, because those two are not needed when playing your F. So you're going to start from your D string, going down. All right. If you have made it this far, I would like to congratulate you personally, because C for me was the hardest one to play, but I learned it after like, I don't know, like 4 days. But if you've managed to learn it in this session, then you are very talented. Alright, so if you guys want to know how to play any song, like your family starts to sing a song and you want to know what chord progression it is in, I'm going to drop a video on that on this channel. So please subscribe, turn on notifications, and when it comes out, you'll be the first one to be notified. So 2 more chords you guys have to learn to be able to play almost any guitar song. So we're remaining with G, learning how to play G, and A minor. Alright, so to play the chord G, it's very simple. We are going to put our second finger on the 3rd fret of the E string, alright, right there at the very top. Our second finger is going to remain here and make sure it's not holding the second string, alright, being the A string. So our first finger is going to go 2nd fret of the A string right there, and then your 3rd finger or your 4th finger, you can choose between the two which one is going to hold the E string at the very bottom, alright, of the 3rd fret. You can choose between your 3rd finger or your pinky, okay? And this is what it should sound like. Remember, do not put your fingers too close to the lines behind them. Put them much closer to the ones in front, alright? This will reduce the buzzing sound. Okay, so jokes aside, I've put my guitar down, and for the last chord, I'm not going to show you guys how to play it, alright? I'm going to tell you where to put your fingers, and I'm going to tell you where to put your fingers, and you should end up with a chord that sounds like this. Alright, if your chord does not sound like that, you're doing something wrong. Go back to the guitar theory and listen to that and try again. Alright, so the chord basically goes like this. You're going to put your first finger, I have to hold it actually. You're going to put your first finger on the B string, all right, of the first fret. First finger, B string of the first fret. Your second finger is going to go on the G string of the second fret, okay? On the G string of the second fret, that is your second finger. Your third finger is also going to go in the second fret, but on the D string, all right? And you're gonna, if you're strumming or picking, you might want to start from your A string, all right? So you're going to start from your A string, going down, making your way down, all right? And then, yeah, your E string at the bottom, at the very bottom, will remain open. You're not gonna click it, you're not gonna lie on it or anything, right? And your chord should sound like this. So if your chord does not sound like that, you're doing something wrong. Go back in the video, check it out, and thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you really enjoyed. Be sure to like this video and subscribe if you want to. Yeah. So for those of you who actually did not get it right, I feel bad just leaving you hanging. So I'm going to actually show you how to play it. So your first finger is going to go on the B string right there, first fret, all right? Your second finger, being my middle, will go on the second fret, on the second fret of the G string, all right, right there. My third finger is also going to go in the second fret, but on the D string, all right? And we're going to start strumming from A, all right? And if we strum all of them while clicking them hard enough, it should sound like this. All right, so make sure you got that correct, and you should be able to play any song. Let me give you guys an example. So if we're playing a song like Happy Birthday, let's say, we are going to hold our C, because remember, it is our bass note. We will start with C. I'm going to strum for this one. I'm not going to pick, all right? So, happy birthday. Forgive my voice if it's not the best, but here goes. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, happy birthday. Happy birthday to you.